and we're back with another episode of Two Straws.
Two Straws.
Hey.
Hello.
So we are back.
Hello.
After what should have been my fight week.
Oh man.
Yeah, we're just going to talk about that really fast.
Yeah, it was pretty rough, huh?
I mean, you were there.
Yeah. I lived to tell the tale. Yeah, it was it's always a nerve-wracking week, but it sucks even more when you feel like you're not at 100%. And you always have to go through that debate of, am I just being like a punk, or am I actually doing something really stupid with my body and I shouldn't be like stepping into a fist fight right now? And a lot of times, like, that's the hardest monologue to go through or to shut out when you feel like you're sick or you're injured or anything like that. Like, it's hard to tell that side of your brain, I'm making the right decision, because in normal circumstances you would not be doing physical activity right now.
For sure. So I definitely had those conversations the whole week, even going into fight week, which starts on a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. I just was not feeling good, and I thought maybe it was a sinus infection or allergies, but like, allergies don't last this long. Mm-hmm. And by the time I arrived on Tuesday, I was in the thick of it, and I was definitely not feeling good, but trying to keep a positive mindset and just keep kind of trucking through and going through everything that I'm supposed to be doing during fight week was just really challenging. Yeah, it's always challenging during fight week, but this one was just something that I really just couldn't push through, and it was a hard conversation. I'm still having those internal conversations with myself, and I mean, when it comes down to it, I feel like I made the right decision. Yeah, it was a really hard decision to vocalize, but I had to do what was best for me and my health. And I have fought so many times when, I'm injured, when I'm not feeling 100%. And I feel like at this point in my career, in my life, I just need to put my health first. And it was really challenging putting myself first.
Yeah.
It really, really was. And I know that I'm not alone in that kind of conversation. Every fighter, I think, goes through it, and we have to push through, training camps with injuries and sickness and all this stuff. But to go into fight week, into an actual fight, feeling like I couldn't even take a full breath and breathe was just something that I feel like I deserve to fight it as close to 100% as I possibly can.
Yeah, for sure.
Wasn't there.
I think people put too much weight in the fighter that like breaks their shin bone right before a fight and still hobbles into the cage, because that's
like a young man's game.
I had a coach, a wrestling coach, and he would go, Dan Gable, he won the Olympics with half a foot, and and he still went for a jog the morning before he competed. Like, I had a coach that would always tell these stories like that, and I was just like, is that really smart though? Like, is that what he should have done? He should have stayed his ass at home. But, people become these legends or whatever when they have a sob story on their way to success. Now, the majority of people who have that same story ended up losing because they had half a foot. You don't hear about their stories because no one wants to make excuses after
because that's
a fight.
how it would be taken.
Exactly.
As an excuse.
Exactly. So it's better just to not put yourself in that situation, because if you go in there and not 100% and lose that bit of truth that you have about the situation, like I was fucked up all week, nobody's going to get to hear that side of the story. Yeah. Because it's just going to sound like an excuse. It's
just, I can fight through a lot of things, and I have fought through a lot of things, but if the lungs are not there, it just makes things way too challenging.
And I don't know if the people who haven't been in a fight know this or not, but I get more afraid of gassing out than getting hurt.
For sure.
That, and I think that's a common thing amongst fighters, because we chose this profession. It's not like we're afraid to get punched in the face, but I'm more afraid of just getting tired and gassed and feeling like I'm drowning. Like that is the worst feeling in the world, to just feel like you're drowning and also you have to defend yourself and fight. You know, like it's horrible. So to not be able to breathe going into a fight, you're not really looking at many upsides to that.
No, and I mean,
you really need your lungs to do this.
You need your lungs.
Cardio is key.
It really is. And I mean, there are some fighters that their whole game plan and success is based around their cardio. And if you can't breathe, it just makes everything a lot more challenging.
Yeah.
So, yes, that's where we're at. I've asked to be immediately rebooked. However, there are no available spots, from what I am told, on any card this year.
Damn Contender Series.
I know, letting all these people up in there.
Everybody
and,
in their
all
mama.
the spots.
Yeah, signing, giving contracts to everyone. He's like Oprah with his contracts. Look under your seat. You got a contract. Oh, it's like, chill out, Dana.
I know, man.
We gotta get paid too. Come on.
So I'm slowly getting back into training. I've been able to lift. I still am not cleared for cardio as of yet. I'm still clearing some phlegm and excessive things out of my lungs. It's been a really...
And onto my microphone.
I know. Just make sure you sanitize it.
You're taking that home with you.
I mean, I'm done with the antibiotics, so it's not really contagious, from what I understand. However...
I just see those little germs in those commercials, the cartoon germs. They're like having a party.
Yeah,
before the
Mucinex guy was up in my house this week.
That's exactly
he
what I was
chilling.
Oh my God.
Taking up all the room, pushing my dogs off their beds.
Yeah. He was all up in the weight cut, like rolling on the mats, getting them walking on them with shoes on. Like Mucinex was all over the place.
Just rude.
Yeah.
Just no manners with that guy.
No, just barging in when you're least welcome.
No respect.
Where were you when I didn't want to work a shift?
Just comes at these really inopportune times.
Yeah.
And it's never, to our benefit.
No.
It's not like we, get out of taking a test.
Yeah. At least it wasn't him and Aunt Flo though. That would have been.
So Aunt Flo came last.
Okay.
Last fight.
That would have been a horrible stay.
Yeah, I would rather deal with Aunt Flo during fight week, which I have, or during the weight cut, which I did last time, than deal with what I was dealing with, because it just.
But both is always like. Have you ever had both?
Kill me.
Yeah, I've had both during a fight week, and it was hell.
Yeah,
because you're already hungry, so then the hunger pains turn into cramps. So then you got double cramps. You're aggravated. You're already aggro because you're about to fight. Like you got all this testosterone in you, and then Aunt Flo comes in and mixes it up and makes it all confusing and shit. It's like, I'm horny. I'm mad. I'm horny mad. It's all this pent up energy. It's the worst. And then you're sick. You just can't do anything with it. You're just in bed like trembling, like
It's unpleasant.
It's not fun.
Fight week is already a stressful kind of situation. A weight cut is a very challenging kind of situation, and to have to navigate through that when you are not close to 100% is just, it's just awful. You guys should try it. Just let us know how you do.
Let's see how fun it is. There were a few fights canceled on your card. But we did get to see Mackenzie Dern versus Zhang Nan, and I think people were pretty surprised with the outcome.
I wasn't.
No?
I think on paper, they thought that it would be a good matchup, and it would give Mackenzie the opportunity to capitalize. Jan isn't known for her groundwork. She's... kind of a hard-hitting striker. I mean, not that she has, knockouts or anything like that, but she's, strong. She has good striking. She has decent defense on the ground. So I think that, on paper, the matchup looked like Mackenzie could capitalize off of that, get her down on the ground and submit. The thing is with MMA, what I've noticed for a long time is it's really easy to play anti-jiu-jitsu against a really great grappler, because Mackenzie Dern is incredible on the ground. She's one of the best female grapplers of all time, kind of thing. And she was not able to submit. She was able to get into submission attempt positions in transition and attack and put Jan on the defense. However, she wasn't able to steal that submission. And I feel like if it was just a grappling match, she would have. Do you know what I'm saying? But when you add strikes in, you add the MMA kind of game set rules, it makes it really challenging for even the best grapplers to be able to submit opponents.
Yeah, she got wobbled a few times coming in. And it goes to show that she really is going to have to up her wrestling in order to implement her BJJ. Like, she has to be able to end up on top. So she's ahead and being put in these like opportune positions more often than when she pulls guard and she has to kind of play catch up while someone's just trying to get away from her. So that's the big thing that you saw in this fight that you didn't see against lesser competition, because they would either make the mistake of climbing on top of her and not respecting her jiu-jitsu enough, or just stay clinched up for too long and end up in a really bad position after like a hip throw or something. But I think when you get to the top, everyone's going to have enough takedown defense to keep Mackenzie from getting in those positions. You know what I mean? So she really has to up that wrestling game.
I think I've got to say what she did well. She had, it wasn't every single round she did this, but at times she was able to use what striking assets that she has to create kind of a brawl situation and get Jan to fire back. And then she was able to grab and grapple and, go for a throw, go for, pulling guard, going for whatever she could to get the fight to the ground into her world where she could be dominant. I think she did that. She had a lot of successful moments, not enough, but she had successful moments in that aspect. So I feel like she's definitely getting better at adapting her style, with MMA and mixing it up in that sense. But yes, I do agree that she really has to push the wrestling and get a lot better with that so that she can secure a takedown every single time.
Yeah, and I think Jan just showed a lot of improvement too. Like the way she was able to roll through those, what was it, an omoplata, I believe. She was able to roll through that and stay safe, not destroy her shoulder in the process. Able to turn at the very final moments of that fifth round. It was still a lost round, but she showed that. I don't think anyone was mad, or as many people were mad at the decision, just because she ended the round in a good position where she didn't look like if you gave Mackenzie 2 more minutes, she would have gotten the choke. For sure. So I think that helps with your case when it is a close fight, because it was a close fight if you're looking at 10-8s. But I do think it's unfair to dismiss how dominant Zhao Ningyan was on feet, because I didn't really see Mackenzie having any moments. Like, she was brawling, but nothing was landing solid. Like, there was no point where Mackenzie did damage. And we saw Jan do that, especially, I'm thinking it's the 3rd round, because Dern was a little tired from going for the kill in the 2nd. I'm thinking it was the 3rd round where Jan was really wobbling her like that. So I'm pretty happy with the way that it was scored, even though people are saying that it should have been a draw as the most fair option, just if you want to turn one of Mackenzie's rounds into a 10-8. And so I'm guessing that's surprising to you, huh?
Yes. I don't.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I think it's weird to dismiss the dominance of Zhao Ningyan on the feet and not give her a 10-8 when, if you're going to give Mackenzie Dern a 10-8 for one of those rounds, specifically the 5th, I think is what people are saying. Should have been 10-8. The people who are saying it.
I don't agree. I mean, my opinion, I know people are going to hate on me for saying that because everybody, like, I know that a lot of people are huge Mackenzie Dern fans, and I am too. I love the grapplers. I'm always rooting for the grapplers. However, I just don't know if it was enough for me to give a 10-8 for sure she won the round. Like, I can't argue with that.
Yeah.
If she had been doing serious damage and completely like rendering Jan like immobile in positions and like doing damage, I would be like, yeah, 10-8. But that's not what I saw.
Yeah. I think some people count 10-8s as just control. If you're controlling 4 minutes of the round, that could equal as a 10-8. But I agree. I feel like there has to be a level of damage involved. And if it's not you getting your shoulder ripped off, it has to be punches. You know? Yeah. I think anything where there's damage, where you're showing you're trying to finish the fight on top of just controlling position, then that's where you can start thinking about 10-8. But 10-8 is usually like, oh, they survived, you know?
Yeah, I agree with that kind of analysis. I just think that a little bit more needed to be done. I'm not saying she didn't win that round, but I didn't see enough for a 10-8.
How dare you?
How dare I? I know, crucify me.
Put her on the cross with the other jiu-jitsu people. But I don't know. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. It was. I do have to agree with you in the fact that Jana's definitely gotten a lot better. I think that the work that she did with Alpha Male has really tightened up her game. Has really
we were talking to Coach Faber.
Very proud of her. Yes. Well, our eyes are getting burned by the chemicals.
Yeah.
In the jacuzzi at the PI.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. If you have any type of skin problems, go to the PI. They got the best chemicals for burning off anything.
Cannot survive.
You'll lose your eyebrows and your eyelashes.
You might go blind.
Yeah.
Small price to pay.
Just wear goggles. You'll be fine.
And a snorkel, man. Those things were...
the fumes.
They were gnarly.
Yeah, I was a little lightheaded leaving there. I was like, whoa. Thanks. Slide on back to the shuttle. I'd eat coffee.
One thing that you said, though, was about the judges watching grapplers when they're on bottom. And I do agree that a lot of the judges don't necessarily give credit to the grapplers when they're on bottom, where, Mackenzie was attacking from bottom and she was, doing work and she was keeping safe. She wasn't taking like real damage. She was kind of nullifying like any potential thing. Again, it is easy to do anti-jiu-jitsu in an MMA kind of setting. But I just think that judges need to be a little bit more like giving with scoring with people that, have a bottom game. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but I think the rounds that she was doing work on the bottom, she won those rounds. Very true. Yeah, I'm just saying, like in people's eyes, not the judges, but in the audience's eyes, seeing Zhao Nanyan like turn in her guard and end up on top, like throwing rabbit punches at the end, is always good optics, especially if you want to argue that round was a 10-8. I think it's good that she was able to do that, because if she hadn't, then the 10-8 people would have had a stronger case.
I agree with
for that fifth round.
I hear what you're saying. Absolutely.
Yeah, but good fight, really competitive, really good fight. You always get a fight like that when they're ranked right next to each other,
Yeah.
Usually.
It definitely... Well,
unless they're one of those like gift rankings, usually you get a fight like that. Just a lot of back and forth, both people's game plan, being just being successful in different moments of the fight. So you usually get something like that.
Yeah, it was competitive. It was exciting. I thought that it was a good main event.
Me too.
Definitely.
And then we got another ladies' night coming up after that.
Yeah, we do. We have headlining. We have Grasso and Araujo. I don't know if I'm like butchering that, but that's pretty close. But
I mean, I like the way you said it. Hopefully, we're not butchering it, but I like Araujo.
Where is Butcher, by the way?
Oh, he's gone.
Where's our friend?
He's hiding.
So next weekend, what is the date next weekend? October 15th.
Ah, okay.
It's I think this is a really exciting matchup. I was watching some of their previous fights, and I was actually getting pretty excited because I was watching fights that like replicated who they'd be fighting, close enough as I could find.
Right.
And I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
It's definitely I think they're still ranked like kind of lower on the top 10.
Oh, okay.
But this fight, I feel like could really put them up into title contention. It could put them right up there.
Well, Grasso's always been right there, and then she'll like win one, she'll lose one, she'll win one. And then she's just always right there because she has such clean technique and she's been working really hard on rounding her game out. I think especially at flyweight, she's definitely gonna have a quick trip to the top no matter what, just because you win 3 fights in a row and people are looking at you to fight for the title.
Definitely.
That's how I guess that's how quick that road is on the flyweight side, just because it is the newest weight class. And she has name value from being in the strawweight side.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty excited about Araujo because I was looking at her. I'm like, damn, her fight with Angela Lee was really freaking exciting. And I feel like Angela Lee had closest style to Grasso that I could, kind of see what the game plan would be like. And then I was looking at Grasso versus JoJo Wood. And then who was it? Grasso. I forget who else I watched. But I see what you're saying in Grasso rounding up her game, especially her grappling side. Mm-hmm. But I see Araujo just having, that's her advantage right there.
It's just being
the takedowns and really nullifying any kind of movement that Grasso would throw offensively on the ground. I see that's her kind of key to victory. I think both have very sharp striking, and I'm excited at that aspect of it. But I see Araujo having definitely an upper hand with the takedowns and with just the grappling control area.
Do you think Grasso has a chance off of her back? Because she does do some sneaky stuff every now and then. I remember she had Carla in a bad position when they fought.
I mean, it's MMA. Anything can happen. I'm not going to count out anything because I'm a fan of Grasso, and I think she's definitely put in a lot of work and she's shown a lot of improvement. However, I just think that I don't think what I've seen from Grasso is that she knows the positions and then she knows all the transitions to really dominate in those positions. But she's definitely has more positional awareness. But watching Araujo on the ground with Angela Lee is pretty sharp on the ground.
Yeah, Andrea.
And oh my God.
Yeah.
What am I saying? Oh my God, why did you stop me?
No, I just looked at the Tapology and I was like, that doesn't sound right.
I think that's her bestie though.
Yeah.
I think they're friends.
Oh, what is it?
Is she in one?
The one in ONE FC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's her fault for being friends with her.
Gosh darn it, you can't do that.
No, stop it. You're just going to confuse everyone.
Gosh darn it. Andrea KGB Lee.
That's a different visual too. Because Angela Lee is smaller than us.
Yeah, she's a 105er, right?
Yeah. Well, it's
108er.
It's the hydrated 105er. So I feel like they're about our size.
Yeah. Definitely.
Almost. If anything, Paulina and above.
So Andrea Lee.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure she's a purple belt level. She has great grappling for MMA. She has, good throws. She has good transitions. She's very scrappy. And I was looking at that fight, but Araujo just had answers for anything that she was throwing. And I don't know that Grasso is developed enough on the ground. Not saying that she can't give her trouble. I'm not saying that she can't get her submission. I'm just saying that I see her having just a little bit more awareness, a little bit tighter technique, and being able to control more on the ground.
Cool. Well, that should be a fun one. Let's see what else is happening on that night. We have
Cub Swanson is on that card.
versus Jonathan Martinez. This is one of those, I hate these fights when it's like new guy versus guy who's been there, who you love, who you know so well.
Everybody's fan favorite.
The new guy is going to tell him, like, oh, I'm a fan. I've always been a big fan.
I grew up watching Cub Swanson.
I hate that. I hate it so much. Just let the old guys fight each other, and then they can win like the old guy belt or something.
I'm not mad at that.
Right? Like,
I like that.
Like, get a Masters division for UFC. I think that's fair.
I think Cub Swanson has put in enough time over the years and given such great fights that he deserves like a little bit of choosing power. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But I wouldn't be surprised if he was like, yeah, give me that young buck. Let me break him in.
Yeah, I get that mentality.
I get that too, but man, Jonathan Martinez, he's like really good with the leg kicks.
He is
really nasty good. Like, can stop people with leg kicks, and it's gonna be a scary one for the Swanson fans. I feel like it's not that he can't get it done, because he's shown that his veteranness is just levels above a lot of these guys coming in.
Oh yeah,
but it's just going to be painful to get it done.
It might be. Mm-hmm. I think, Cub's been around long enough, and he is very versatile. He's very dynamic, always comes in shape. But I don't want to say, no, I don't want to, I'm not even going to say it. I'm not even going to say it. I am a Cub Swanson fan.
Okay, yeah. So we'll just leave it at that. And another one of my favorite new boys is Brandon Royval. He's going up against Askar Askarov.
I need to see their faces.
Brandon Royval, he just has like this crazy style where he's up, he's down, he's throwing like crazy stuff. He's going for takedowns. He gave Moreno a run for his money right before he fought for the title. So this kid, he's definitely just showing expertise and fight IQ a lot sooner than he should, it seems like. He gets in there and he fights like a veteran. So it's really cool seeing him and knowing that he has so many more years ahead of him in the UFC, and seeing what he could do against someone as good as Askar Askarov, who, he's been out for a while, but we'll see if he's still one of these top guys to fight for the title after that. So this is going to be an important one in the flyweight division too. And the rest, I don't care. This guy named Mana. Man, oh man, I want to see that one.
Oh, well. Oh no, that's a guy.
Yeah, right, Victor Henry.
Yeah, you knew what I was looking at. I was like,
he looks like Tarzan.
Yeah, he does.
Right? Disney's Tarzan. I'm like,
yes.
Okay. Hello.
Okay, he has some luxurious hair.
Right? Head and shoulders hair.
Oh, yes.
How you doing?
And then we have Sam Hughes and Pira Rodriguez. Or Rodriguez, I'm not sure.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes. Straw weight matchup.
I did not see that one. Yeah, that should be fun. Yeah, so some fun stuff coming up. But what other fights stuck out to you at UFC Dern? Oh, by the way, I have to tell you.
Tell me.
That even though I didn't want to see you fight sick, I'm still a little disappointed that I didn't get to watch you fight in front of Mark Zuckerberg.
I am sorry.
Do you have any bit of FOMO for missing out on the opportunity to perform in front of your Lord and Savior of social media, Mark Zuckerberg?
No. I really could care less. I'm sorry.
You didn't want to get poked?
No. No, thank you.
You would have slid into your DMs after that.
Thank you, no. I haven't been on Facebook in like years.
Oh, man.
I'm not with it. That was, I don't know. I know a lot of people were buzzing about it, but it just was not for me.
So were you allowed tickets Were you able to get tickets? No, right?
No.
Okay. I was curious about that because I didn't know for sure, but I assumed that no one's like friends or family, because usually we get 4 tickets for friends and family.
Not at the Apex, though. Anytime I've fought at the Apex, it's not. If you're a main event, you can get some tickets. But yeah. So I'm sure.
Sure, main event had a couple people in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay. That's less like aluminum hat than what I was thinking. I was like, wait a second. No one got tickets? But it's true. The Apex is not really a capacity place. So
it's definitely not. And from what I've been told, that they do, in fact, sell like VIP couch kind of like experience thing. And it's like $3,000 for a couch.
So
like a 2-seater.
Maybe Mark rented out all the couches.
Maybe he did. I wonder how much it was.
I know, right?
For him to like pull that. I'm sure it was like nothing for him. But I'm just saying, I wonder like what the conversation was. Like, was it
like that's Dana White catching like the
like, did he pay? What did he like trade something for that access? Like, what went down? How did that all come about?
Well, you know, you're my little spy, my little.
I could definitely find out.
Yeah, my little bird.
I'm going to inquire.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Go find out. We'll send our little bird on her way and see if she comes back with the scoop.
Tweet. One fight on that card that I thought was pretty exciting was the Cesar Gracie girl, Chelsea. Wait, I have it written down.
Chelsea Chandler or
Chelsea
Handler?
Chandler, I believe.
Chandler.
And then she was against Julia Storyenko, who I've been really impressed by. And it was a catch weight at 140, and Chelsea looked very big. She looked
big and mean.
And that was the second. I was like, your punches look like they really freaking hurt.
She's got that like farm girl look, you know, like the girl who's just naturally jacked in 6th grade, you know, not to fuck with. Like all the coaches try to get her on the basketball team.
It's like she, you know, signed up for the sport, you know, like you go into wrestling as like a freshman and you're all like teeny tiny, like 109er. And then you go away for the summer and you come back and you've gone up like a bunch of weight classes. And
none of your clothes fit. All your shirts are baby shirts.
Yeah, you're like school and everybody else used to beat you up because you had a growth spurt in between. Like that's what
she looks like.
That's what she looks
like.
Her
arms look like extra long and her shoulders are up to her ears. So it's like, yeah, it's a really funny visual seeing it. Like it's like if you wanted to make a caricature of women's MMA fighter, like what the average guy thinks a women's MMA fighter looks like, it would be her.
It would be Chelsea. Yeah, it was really impressive. And she definitely has that like that Diaz brothers kind of like attitude, her fighting style, like boxing style, everything is just very
It's
Diaz
just like
brothers.
You're disrespecting her by thinking that you can beat her. Like,
yeah, like she would probably stare us down in the elevator.
No, she'd fuck us up with her eyes.
Wow. What'd you say? Like, nothing. I didn't say anything.
I'm Team Diaz. Team Diaz. Come on, sister. I want you on our side.
Definitely. I will make her my friend in prison.
Yay. I just imagine you sitting on Chelsea's shoulders like...
I would do whatever she wanted me to do.
Yeah. That's great. That's so great. I hope she hears this so she knows who to go to when
I'm a fan.
Yeah.
And I just love her well-roundedness. And so I've been impressed by, how do you say it? Stolyarenko?
Yes.
Stolyarenko.
Stolyarenko. Is vodka Renko.
Yes. She's been really impressive. She has good striking, and I like the way she peels out after she strikes. So she's never going straight backwards. And she has vicious armbar. Like she has good grappling.
I saw that one she got.
It was her last.
Was it Jess?
Yeah, she dislocated the crap out of that elbow.
Oof.
It was vicious.
Yeah.
And Chelsea was like, no, get off me. We're not doing this. But let me show you how to do it. I was like, oh my God. She literally shucked off a takedown attempt. And it was like she like taking her lunch money.
Poop. And that's always disheartening when you're shooting on someone and they just go poop. Just kind of kick you away. You feel like you ran into a truck.
I was just kidding.
Dunk.
I was just kidding.
It's how I imagine the dog feels when he runs into the glass door, this glass sliding door. That's what it feels like. Or that's what it looked like it felt like when she shot on Chelsea Handler. Like that was pretty impressive.
Chelsea Handler?
Chandler. Chelsea Handler. Isn't that a comedian?
Yeah, and we found out she dated 50 Cent when we were in the back of that. Remember?
Yeah. Dude, it's so crazy. So crazy how we'll make the same mistakes over and over again and then learn the same information as if it was new.
But there it is.
All the life of the fighter. Get punched in the head and for a living. Yeah, so those were some 2 good fights on the card. And unfortunately, you didn't get to go in and make Mark Zuckerberg your Facebook friend, but you know, those always next time.
Next time. I don't know when that'll be. As of right now, it'll probably be sometime in 2023.
We'll all be floating heads by then. Floating heads fighting each other with our little spider skeleton bodies.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Rick and Morty episode.
Yeah. That's where I imagine Zuckerberg will be watching fights.
Yes.
In a floating head arena.
Oh, for sure. He'll definitely be a floating
with only
head.
only the team that was able to come to the fights that night is a small team.
I know. I wonder what that was like in there.
Yeah.
Just were people allowed to talk to him?
I don't know.
Were you able to make eye contact with him? Or
I gotta
did you have to just like
right? Keep your eyes down. Wear like a face mask or like a full mask so you can see their identities. Something like, man, I really want to know. I'm gonna have to hit up my camera guy friends, see if anyone has scoop.
Oh yeah.
So we'll bring our spy information back.
Yes,
for the next episode.
Definitely tweet back at each other with all of our information.
Tweet. I've been watching Game of Thrones, the new one.
Is it any good?
It's all right. It's okay. It's kind of fucked up. Like super like incesty.
Okay, yeah.
Lots of incest and marrying of children. It's a little weird.
Marrying of siblings or cousins?
Both.
Oh God.
Right? Ugh. Yeah.
That makes me really uncomfortable.
Yeah, same. But here we are, 7 episodes deep.
You keep coming back for whatever reason.
I don't know. I want to see where the dragon ends up.
Oh man. Now that's a prequel, right?
Yeah, it's a prequel, but it's like a lot of years beforehand. So I'm not sure which generation is going to be a generation that we recognize, but so far nobody.
Okay.
And it's been like 3 generations of people, like the dad and then his kids and then his kids' kids. So now I'm trying to figure out, okay, where is like Daenerys and all the people we like when do they come in?
Yeah, will they? They better.
They might not.
They can't do that. That would be really upsetting.
There has to be like at least the birth of them all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It has to end because they're moving really fast with the years. It'll be like 1 episode and then the next episode's like 10 years later. So they're moving really fast with it. So I feel like it has to happen. Like you at least have to see the birth of all the characters you like because you've already seen the different houses exist already. Like the Lannister one and some other ones. So you've seen that the different houses exist. Now you're just waiting for all the pieces to come together.
I like that.
Yeah.
But are they only going to do one like season?
I don't know.
Oh,
who knows?
Tricky little minxes.
Very interesting.
I watch a very different type of TV than you. I mean, sometimes we watch the same thing, but
I thought you liked Game of Thrones.
I loved it. Remember, we had Game of Thrones nights.
Yeah, exactly.
We would watch them together with Chris Stanley, and it was like so much fun, and I couldn't wait for Sundays.
What are you talking about?
I'm just saying I like watching terrible reality TV, and so it is my guilty pleasure, and I am not embarrassed to say it out loud.
I mean, I did catch up on the last episodes of Love is Blind.
Did you? Yeah. I'm so upset I can't watch it.
Why?
So upset because it's their single. It's like.
Yeah. So I watched the last episode before that news came out.
Oh. Okay.
It was. I mean, you can kind of tell it was going to happen, though.
For sure.
Yeah. That was it. What are the names again? It's
I watch too many reality TV shows. It's either a face or a name. It's either a face or a name.
Yolanda, maybe. The girl with the curly hair and the big black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they broke up. And you could tell they weren't going to work out from the get-go. But
for sure.
But they tried to make it work. And then it was just a long, slow burn.
Yeah.
Have you ever been in a relationship that lasted a little longer than it should have?
Yes. All of them.
You're like, bitch, you know this.
Like, you are so not slick.
I'm trying to have my Oprah moment, you know? Like,
get it, girl.
Dana had
at my
his.
expense.
Dana had his at Contender Series, so I can have mine on my show. So, Jessica, have you ever been in a relationship that lasted too long?
Yes. And you know this. You knew it. You know him.
Yeah, I know them.
You're a dick. Oh, it's so funny. Just because you've had a successful marriage.
Yeah, but Adam's been like maybe 5 different people since I've been.
He likes to keep it interesting.
Yeah,
you know?
He's wearing all the different hats and stuff, juggling, learning new tricks all the time, keeping it fun.
That's the secret.
Yeah, tricks. You don't want to recognize the person you've been married to for 10 years and 15 or whatever. You want to forget the number.
You want it all to just like blur together, and it feels like yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Very romantic.
Totally.
Painting. Thanks for that.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
That's how I imagine it. I still, even though I'm totally jaded, I still have a very romanticized idea of, what love and marriage is.
Yeah, well, I hope you like getting farted on, because that's half of marriage. They don't care anymore. All these men acting cute around you, that's going to end as soon as you bun them up. As soon as you bun them up, there's fucking farts here. Like, smack you on the ass while they burp. Like, just how gross can I be in one motion? That's what you're looking forward to.
I can't wait.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
I just can't wait.
I bet you can't wait to get Dutch ovened.
Oh, my God.
By the love of your life. Oh, gross.
Oh, my God. You're so gross.
Well, we should take our break, and then when we come back, we can, I don't know, talk to Jess about what she looks for in a man. And then we can get to the bottom of why they always end up the way they do.
Gosh darn it. All right.
Oh,
we'll
yeah,
see you in a minute.
It's going to be fun.
Yay.
Yeah.
So much fun.